Hello YouTube, Esther 781. A little different today. So, a friend of mine has a daughter who's turning 4. And, well, he's trying to give her this as a beginner dirt bike. It's a Yamaha PW650. I am going to say right up front, I am not a dirt bike person. I am a mechanical person. I don't need to understand how every machine works in order to fix it. That's sort of how I've made my living, and that's how I'm going to keep making my living. So it's going to be a little bit of a learning curve, a little bit of what does this, what is what. All I know is it will run. It was running. It hasn't run in a long time. It needs some maintenance. These tires are shot. The other one is right here, and that's more than a little Gorilla Tape can fix. So my job is get it running and go from there. Let me get you set up. So sort of rule number one with fixing anything is it doesn't run until I hear it run. I've had too many times people say to me, oh, it runs, it'll run. I don't believe you. This isn't one of the cases where I'm really skeptical, but still. Due diligence. Plug is fairly new, fairly clean. Gap looks to be proper. I got a little bit of premix, 50-1. Squirt some in the hole. And we'll see if she chooches. I do not expect it to sort of take off running, but anything's possible, right? Alright, well, before I throw my shoulder out, let's verify that it in fact is sparking. So you're going to be looking right here. I'm not seeing any spark. Oh, there we go. That's so strange. Let me show you what I mean. Look at the kill switch on this. Start, run, off. I have no spark in run, but I have spark in start. What? Why? What's the difference between starting and running? All right, let's see if it runs. A little bit more go-go juice. Now we have spark. Let's see. Nope. I wonder if I should hold the throttle open. There we go. All right, we know it runs. So next we would have to get into the carb. I don't know if this has any fuel in it or what it has for fuel in it. So let's find out together. There's definitely something in there. It looks clean. So how do you suppose these plastics come off? All right, I see a couple of stripped out looking Phillips there. And it looks like that'll come off with that. So let's start with those two Phillips. And any of the screws that you find on these bikes are going to be JIS, which stands for Japanese Industrial Standard, which they look like regular Phillips head, but they're not. And if you're not careful, you will strip one of these out quick, fast, and in a hurry. So just keep that in mind. Yep, there's one. in. Did I say the magic words? Come on. All right, looks like the tank's got to come out. One 10mm bolt. Acorn nut on the other side. You any closer? I know the fuel line's hooked up. Let's just get that out of our way then. Well, it's not even, clamp's not even on. Looks like there's a strap that we gotta lift. Come on. I think we're in. Or we're out. Yeah. Raise the water or lower the bridge, right? Just put that down anywhere. What is it? Oh. All right. Getting closer. Peeling back the layers. I'm sure going together it'll be much easier because I'll know how it comes apart. How do they expect you to get to these screws? There's no way. Okay, so they must want you to take this whole fender off. I'm gonna feel silly if this pops right off. There's one and two. Oh, God dang it. See? Learning curve. These are the two Phillips I took out. There's two more up there, but what they want you to take out are these two, and the whole seat just slides right off. And now you know the rest of the story. Yeesh. Who would have expected a dirt bike to be dirty? Let me get a blowgun. Alright, well that's slightly cleaner. And here's our prize we're after. This is not even on. This is the air cleaner housing. That should just slide. Oh, there's supposed to be a bolt holding it. So that's out of our way for now. What's next? Obviously, fuel line's got to come off. And we'll just tuck that up here. What is this? I think this is the line for the oiler. So these are two-stroke, and it has like an automatic oiler. So that you can add just straight gasoline to it and not have to keep mixing fuel. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of them. They can fail, and you're not going to know it until you know it, which means until you blow it. What's next? There's a hose down here, but that's just to drain the carb. Take off the throttle cable. Wow, that wasn't tight at all. Can you guys still see? Kind of. Alright, put that aside. This should pop up and out. I'll wait till I get the whole thing off. One last clamp. There's a supposed to be caged nut on the back side. And This should be loose. Maybe it'll slide right off. Done. All right. Will this just pull straight out? Yes, yes. Okay. There she is. Filthy. Let's get her over to the bench. Before I crack the bowl off, let's see what the fuel inside looks like. I'm half expecting water, but it could also just be old fuel. Oh yeah. She's got water in her, Captain. I'll show you guys what I'm looking at. You guys see that puddle at the bottom? It's kind of right there. Yeah. There's a mixture of water, gasoline, and oil. You can actually see the three different separations, huh? 1, 2, 3. So I wonder if this middle one is oil and the bottom one is, yeah, that's how it should be, right? Water on the bottom, oil, and then gas? I don't know. Someone down in the comments tell me which one separates first. So, remember when I discussed JIS screws? You need a special screwdriver. Here's one of the people that make them. It's so you can avoid your screws looking like that. This is what it looks like when someone has tried several times. I mean, this is an old dirt bike, so I'm sure this thing has had many many fingers in it over its life. I'll say that much. Start by getting this bowl off. In all honesty, I feel like if this if I drained this, you know, you can even see the separation here on the table. If I just drained the bowl, ran some fresh, you know, fuel through it, this probably would have started up and ran fine, but that's only if I go through the trouble of cleaning it. Because if I put it back together just like this, you know it's not going to run right, and I'll be doing it twice. So, plus it's a good friend of mine's daughter. I really would love to see her enjoy it and not be pissed at Uncle for not fixing it properly, you know? So this last one's really boogered up. Don't know if that's just dirt. Yes, it is. Watch your ears. All right. There we go. I don't know if I actually have any screws to replace that with, but I might. There we go. And yeah, just as I expected. It's really not that dirty. Float is actually sitting a hair low, but I'm not going to mess with it because it is a plastic float. So what can we take apart? We can pop the float out. Take a look at the needle. What was that? Where did that come from? This is why it's a good thing to good idea to film yourselves. Was it here? No, that doesn't really fit there. Always a good idea to turn the camera on. especially if it's something you've never taken apart before. Half of these, you know, small engine, you know, Briggs and Tecumseh carbs, I could take them apart in the dark, put them back together. How's that jet? Jet's actually plugged. I don't know if you can see. You can just about see through it, but I can see that there's crap in there. So it is a good thing we're doing this. There should be a pilot jet somewhere, right? Maybe this? I don't know. Let's find out. I know at least somebody up there. Ooh, that's an adjustment. I don't think I'm going to touch that for now. I know somebody out there screaming at me because they take these things apart day in and day out. And they know exactly what it is I dropped. All right, I'm going to clean this up, clean those up. I don't think this needs an ultrasonic bath. It's not that bad, and I'll turn you on in a minute. All right, got her nice and cleaned up. I mean, this this carb has had a rough life. I know you guys noticed the factory applied RTV silicone around the intake side, and the Yamaha specific JB weld around the hose for the oiler. But we're just going to ignore all that. And I found out where that little tube went. Can anybody tell me why or what the purpose of the tube sitting there is? Is it supposed to be pressed in? Because there is, oops, sorry. There is a small crack right here. So I'm not even sure that this is going to work. I mean, it was working before, and it's still loose. If I hold it in place, it's not like it's holding the needle in, because I mean that's sliding right in and out. But anyway, we can start reassembling the carb. Yeah, I would never have guessed that that's where that little brass tube fell out of. That's weird and I mean interesting at the same time. So we'll drop this right down and in. I mean, is it just an anti-wear piece? Yeah, that must be it. Yeah, it just keeps the pin centered in the float. So we would have found out right away if we had dropped that on the floor and didn't see it. We'll put these screws in. I checked. I do not have 4 screws of this length and pitch to replace. But I'm going to recommend, if she ends up using this and likes using it, I'm just going to tell him to pick up a carb. I have no idea what they go for, but they can't be more than 20 bucks overnight on Amazon. You know what I mean? This day and age, these things are dime a dozen. And throw that back together. And we should be ready to go try it out. Okay, see you over at the bike. All right, I've sprayed a little bit of WD-40 just to help get these lined up and moving. Throttle felt fine. Sorry I keep going in front of you guys. Are we in? All right. Now can I just drop this down and in? Yes, I can. Okay, we'll get that screw in and test that. Just want to make sure this is sitting flat. I know I keep blocking you guys. I couldn't figure out a great place to put the camera. I know, excuses. Yeah. Get the throttle. Oh yeah. Nice and free. And where is the choke? I'm assuming it's this smaller one. Oh. Choke's up on the handlebars. Go figure. Well, it's working. I don't mind taking on jobs like this because I love learning new things. And I'm being serious now. I'm not being cynical. It just adds another feather to your cap, so to speak. And you can say, oh, I saw this once on a dirt bike, and maybe apply it to something else, etc. Go from there. All right, intake nut. Tighten that up. I know you guys love the gloves. There we go. Someone's broke that, so I'm gonna go easy on it. Turn the petcock on. I think that's on, right? Nope, that's off. I just sprayed a little WD in there just because, you know, we did see water. And now I know that that's the on position. So let's hook that on. Clamps are all on now. All right, time for the fuel tank. You know, now that I know how this comes apart, there's really nothing to these things, huh? Slide the fuel line on. Yeah, there we go. Like I said, I know somebody out there is just dying laughing because they take these things apart all day long. But I'm not afraid to say when I don't know something. And that's just one bolt. 10 millimeter. Don't want to go too crazy. And then a little rubber strap. Yeah. All right. All right, so I don't think, I mean, obviously, we don't need to put the rear fender and seat on to try it, so let's add a little fuel, see what happens. All right, I got her filled up with two-stroke premix. Again, I just don't trust the oiler. I don't know if this one's working, and I'm pretty sure he's just going to delete it. So now that we know that this is a choke, set the choke and see what happens. Oh yeah. Fail. Well, that's something. had it. How do you adjust the idle? I think it's that. Just turning the idle up a hair. The idle screw's bent. Not getting any throttle response. Oh, but she is running. Oh, that's... You have to switch it to run. I give up. I don't know why. We got drivage. Sweet. Interesting. So literally, start just to start, then to run, and then off. Oh, and this throttle cable is quite janky, so I think he's probably gonna need to get a new one of them. But sweet. We got her going, got her together. Out with the old, in with the new. How's that? They got built-in bearings, so I don't even have to worry about greasing the shaft. Only held in with one washer and a clutcher key. Furious. All right, any jokes, any laughing, I'm shutting down the channel. Still doesn't want to idle. Wonder if I gotta go up a little more. burnouts. And there you have it, folks. It's a fun little bike. The rear tire needs a tube and a tire. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be trying to ride this thing around. I also don't want to break it before she even gets to see it. Sweet. Nice, easy little get her going job. I want to thank you guys again for liking, watching, commenting, subscribing. Broke right through 1,000 subs. Again, thank you all so very much. Until next time. Bye. Ha ha!